Hey, we live.
All right, all right.
Yo, what's going on? It's your favorite businessman CEO Rico and my co-host Bruce Wayne on the Urban CEO Network. What's going on, bro?
Nothing much, man. Made it to the end of the week finally. No complaints, man. Almost done with Christmas shopping. Life is good.
Okay. Any big gifts for Christmas?
We live, so no.
Oh yeah. That nigga said we live, so dog.
Mm-mm-mm. No, everybody getting cold. Cold
Hey,
and they stop.
well, luckily we don't have them problems. So we actually going on vacation this year.
Oh, that's what's up, bro. We are headed.
We are going to we going to Great Wolf Lodge.
Nice.
I know, bro. It's a
Nah,
2 hour.
y'all about to have fun.
Listen, it's a 2 hour drive. I ain't too happy about that. I ain't gonna hold you.
Man, I went to I lodged in Boyne Mountain. That was actually the name of the resort. Man, beautiful, bro. Beautiful.
I ain't never heard
Giant
that before.
white bed, white sheets. And the covers was as thick as a book. Like
Where is
it
that at? Where is that
was
at?
amazing. Name of the place is Boyne Mountain, and it's in Boyne Mountain.
Okay, what state at this point? Because I don't know where the hell that's
No,
at.
it's still in Michigan. It's still in Michigan, about 2 hours away. I give it about the same distance.
Really?
Um, Yeah, man, beautiful, bro, beautiful. If you get an opportunity, um, I would
Check it
definitely
out.
recommend checking it out. Yeah, man, it's quiet. They got a water park outside. Um,
So like something for the summertime.
no, it does indoor and outdoor. They got indoor pool, outdoor pool. They got everything, bro. Depending on what type of tip you on, man, you can head up there at any time. Let me see. I'm about to click the directions from where we are right now. Up, I was off 3 hours, 3.5 hours away, so a little bit further than Great Wolf Lodge, but yeah, man, close to Traverse City. It's beautiful, man. Definitely a beautiful place to check out. I like places that not too many people know about.
Mm.
Um, Nobody up there look like me. I can't even say us because I wasn't with somebody that looked like us at that time. So, yeah, just me, bro. It was just me.
Listen,
Um,
I already automatically knew that because anytime you start traveling up north, yeah,
you know
that's
what's up.
yeah. And see, you find us going more towards the south where it's hot at, not where it's cold at. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm a cold fan, man. I love wintertime. I love the snow. I love
Nigga, that's because you
driving.
like turtlenecks and shit, nigga.
No, I love it, bro. I love it, bro. Anything to do with the winter. I was born in October, man. I love it, bro. I go skiing. I do whatever.
Hey, do you think that's really like a real correlation, like the time of the year you born, and that's like the type of temperature you actually like? Do you think that's like a
It,
real
I think
thing?
it's I think it's possible. Only reason I really don't like being hot, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Being hot
Uh,
is not a thing for me. I hate sweating. I sweat a lot when I get hot, bro. I'm not really into that. But like you mentioned, though, turtlenecks, pea coats, hoodies. Boy, I like it. I love everything about the cold weather, man. Boots, Tim.
See, I,
Love it.
I like the fall.
Okay.
I do not like the cold. Cold. I go outside, I get pissed off. Like that's one of the reasons I'm leaving Michigan, bro. I ain't gonna hold you up. I remember being younger, I was like, I ain't gonna never leave. And then one particular winter, bro, the wind was just blowing and the wind smacked me in my face, bro. I got so pissed off. I said, I'm sick of this shit and I'm moving. I said,
Man,
to hell with this place. I swear I was pissed.
listen, me and my brother used to ride down the street, hit the gas, slam on the brakes, and just yank the wheel.
Oh, hey,
Spin,
that's my
go,
type of time right there. That's my type of time right
you can't
there.
do that
For
during the
sure.
heat. Maybe you're gonna tear them tires up. You
Uh,
can't do that in the heat.
okay, of course, you know what I'm saying. But besides that, I love the snow. I love drifting the snow and everything. It's just it's the cold for me. I'm over that.
Man, I
Like,
need it, bro. It's a part of it, bro.
I remember growing up, bro. My grandma used to keep the heat on 72, and I used to be in that. Listen, everybody be right there trying to be by the heater when the heater come on, type stuff, dog. And then my mom, kind of like the same way, but me, shit. I grew hey, I grew up and I was damaged by that. I was damaged by that heat, that thermostat being on 72. Nigga, my shit be
Mhm.
on 75,
Mm,
77 type.
mm.
Boy,
Nah, nah,
listen,
yeah, no,
listen,
no,
listen.
no, sir.
My heat get cranked the fuck up. I don't play them
Man,
type of games, man. It be
I'm
too
gonna be
cold for me.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This is probably the first winter that so far I haven't turned the AC on, bro. Like I like cold, bro. I like it. I don't
Whoa,
know
whoa,
how
whoa,
to
whoa.
explain it.
What did you
Yeah,
say the
you heard
first
me correctly.
winter
Yeah,
when
you heard me
hey
correctly,
listen,
bro.
listen,
Last,
listen. I want you. Do you know what this mean? Do you know
no,
what that
what?
mean?
No.
Okay. So it's a thing on the internet, right?
Okay,
Where you'll watch a video
okay.
and there'll be some crazy shit on the video, and then the person will come on, typically be a black person or whatever, and they'll be
There
like,
you
which
go.
stands
Okay.
for white people shit. So if you ever listen, and there's no shade, bro, because it's real shit. Because when I
Hmm.
first seen it, and my man's did, I said the words as they did it, and I instantly knew what it was. So
What he meant.
what you just said is
I'm gonna be honest with you. I disagree with you, man. I disagree with you 100%. And the reason why I disagree with you is because, in my opinion, all the white people that I've run into, they pajama people. Like they put on the wool pajamas around this time where it's all thick and nah, bro. I'm literally cold, bro. Like I like it cold to be cold to be cold. Last year I had to call maintenance out because I told my condenser up halfway through the winter time. I heard just a clink, 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 clink. And I think it was like an ice bar, like froze on mine, and it just kept hitting the side of the
and I want to
condenser.
ask you a question. When they came out there, I guarantee they said, "Bro, why is your air conditioner like what are you doing?" I know
Mind
they
your
came
business.
in there confused, bro.
Mind your business, bro.
And here's another
Mind
thing. With all my rental cars, right? Kid you not,
Mhm.
when it was cold, it's cold in the winter, bro. And I go in to start the car to clean them out or whatever, the AC be on, and I just be like, bro, why the hell are y'all having an AC on in the winter? And it
Now
was only
listen,
with specific people. That's all I'm
listen,
gonna
man.
say.
I love the vehicles as they are now because they give you the opportunity to switch the climate depending on where you're sitting at.
Yep,
Because my wife is definitely like warm blooded. Like she like that 80. She arrived with the heat on high, there and back with the seat warmer on. I'm cooking, bro. You give me 3 minutes and that's enough. Like
that's
at
me
three
right
minutes, I'm
there.
rolling the window down. At 3 minutes, the
That's
window
me.
is all the way down, bro. Because
Yep,
I can't do that. I can't live like that, bro.
yep, that's
I
me.
can't live
That's me
like
for sure. I'm not even gonna lie. That's me for sure.
that.
Can't
Listen, I'm
even
not
lie.
too sure where I'm going after this, so I need to be as cool as possible, just in case.
Your ass, man. It's
Just in
crazy.
case.
So we about to hop into this first topic. We
All
definitely
right.
got, man. Listen, when I tell y'all these topics tonight, it's definitely it's gonna be some controversy. That's all I gotta say. So y'all better get ready. Put your
Oh yeah.
seatbelts on because we about to get to cooking. That's all I gotta say, man. Because we got some
Yes,
shit.
sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
first topic.
Go ahead. I gotta hear you. I'm not. Well, I already know what your. No, I don't. No, I don't.
Yeah,
Go
no, you
ahead. Go
don't.
ahead.
You don't know what I'm gonna
Go
say.
ahead.
You don't know what
Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
say. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So Pete, because I can really look at it from both ways, right? Both ways has a benefit, like a pro and a con. So let's just say on the getting started, right? So is it better to be single before you actually become successful? It's like yes, in a sense, because while you're building, you don't necessarily have any type of distractions. And here's what I mean by that. Typically, when somebody, let's say you start off in your early 20s and you start building upon your success, right? Whatever it is that you're actually going to do in life, you may start out one way, but life may take you somewhere completely different. So you may have a lot of fuck ups, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of failures. And it's like a lot of people are not built to go through that type of stuff. We
Right.
talking about lost investments. We talk about, as an entrepreneur, like life goes like up and down like a roller coaster until you really like get to that certain stride in life to where it just clicks and it works. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And depending on who you are, like trying to take somebody else through that shit can be really tough for the relationship amongst y'all two and that other individual, especially if they not the type of person they don't understand like what it takes to really build. Because some people want a certain outcome in life,
Hmm.
but there's a very small amount of people that actually put in the work to get there.
Gotcha. You get it. Yeah.
You understand what
Okay.
I'm saying? And then
Yep.
on the flip side, when you actually do become successful, it's kind of like, you the cream of the crop. You rose to the top. So when
Hmm.
you rise to the top and you did it all by yourself, now you're the target now. Especially depending on how you carry yourself. Like if you literally all these people out here broke, or just on a lower level, and you live in a certain lifestyle that everybody dreams about because you put the work in, the time in, how in the hell do you really think it's like it's extremely hard to find somebody that is genuinely about you because of what you
Right.
come with, what you have. You know what I'm saying? And especially like in our culture now, where relationships is not really something that's of value, especially like to get to the actual marriage component of it. It's not really significantly valued for it. It's like people they say like, yeah, they want to get married and all like that, but it's like you literally see it on the airwaves all the time when successful men go get women and getting married, how they're getting a divorce for the stupidest of things, and literally
Hmm.
half of their stuff is now gone. It's like I done built
Hmm.
all this by myself, did all this, the suffering, the headache. I spent half my damn life getting to where I needed to get to, and you just come in and take half my shit.
Yeah.
You see, so it's really one of those things. Like it's from looking at it from a business and asset perspective. That's scary, bro.
Yeah. Definitely understand where you're coming from. I don't think a lot of people look at it from the beginning as if there's an end. You know what I
Okay,
mean? Outside of, till death do us. Because most people, when they say that, no, I can't even say that anymore. Back in my day,
right,
most people, when they said it, they meant it. Am I saying people wasn't cheating? Absolutely. What I am saying is that being married held a little bit more weight. It actually had some sort of value to it. It was the end goal of most people. You know what I
right,
mean? To be married, have children. Uh, Depending on the year, the early '70s, '60s, people was trying to find somebody to basically take them off their feet, where they didn't have to work no more. Now, don't get it twisted. Being a stay-at-home person is equally as difficult. It's not as easy as people think it is.
right,
Um, but I feel like now it's more contractual, like you said. It's more, what can you do for me kind of thing going. It's not it's less love about it. We're becoming more business minded, and that's okay. If that's what you want to do. If that's what that might actually be the safest way to do it. But where I grew up, love was about insanity. It was just doing something that really didn't make any sense, but you did it because of the way that you felt about the other person. You wasn't really worried about them leaving you. You know what I mean? It wasn't even really a thought.
right. So do you think that it would actually make sense for it to be more of like a business contractual type thing? Because that's really how I look at relationships, whether we talking about intimate relationships, friendships, or I always look at it as it's a give and a take. You feel what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like you have to give something, but you also need to take something. You feel what I'm saying? Like I just feel like that's any relationship. So then you put it into the intimate component. I honestly believe like people they should not look at marriage as just like a love thing, because I mean, bro, just being realistic, you fall in and out of love, bro. Like, it's an emotional thing. Like, you can be mad today at a person, and
Hmm.
tomorrow you are nowhere near mad at that person again. So it's like it's always a up and down. But it's like if let's say you come to the table with a mofo and like, look, let's make an agreement. You have these certain qualities that I like. I have these certain attributes or whatever that you like. I'm here financially, you're not. You know what I'm saying? Let's make, instead of doing the whole, all the love and all that, let's be 100. Let's sign this contractual agreement amongst you. I'm going to do this. You're going to provide me this. It all looks good on paper. You feel what I'm saying? Let's go ahead. If you want to have 2 kids, I want to have 3 kids. You know how you feel about that? You like literally they plan it all out as an actual agreement, because it's like at that point we both know exactly what we're getting. You understand what I'm saying? Like there's no, we need to figure it out as we go. It's like, no, let's have this right now. I'm telling you exactly who I am. You tell me who you are. We need to handle things like this. This is our agreement on how we gonna operate within what we have going forward.
But people are fluid, though. You don't believe that people change over time? You grow over time. What made you happy then might not do it for you now. Like you might need more or less of whatever it is. I That's the only thing about being contractual to me. Like
Mm,
because when I think of love, you're right. You can fall in and out of. I'm gonna say like. I'm not even gonna say love. You can fall in and out of like with somebody. One day I like you, one day I don't. But loving you is always on the table.
you know what?
I don't.
I gotta agree. I'm gonna agree with you on that. Yep, I'm gonna agree. Okay.
Be- Because there's some times, man, where your relationship is tested, bro, and everybody goes through that. That's not exclusive to somebody with money per se, or without it, or with kids or without them. Like everybody goes through that, that period for whatever reason. I feel like the change that comes as you grow requires different things. You're not always going to be in the same space. Right
Mm,
at this point, I might require you to give me half on the rent, just hypothetically.
yeah.
I might require you to give me half on the rent as I grow in stature and business knowledge. Later, I no longer need that from you. You know what I mean? Later, I might need something simple like, I don't know, I can't even think of it. Just buy me Jordans every time they come out. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
It might
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
something
Okay.
simple. You
Okay.
know what I mean? Like it
Okay.
might be something simple and not as, detrimental as half the rent. Or that might be the opposite. You might be the one that is the load bearer, and then your partner moves forward, and now you need them to take care of more because they can take care of more to give you more freedom. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Because you tired of being broke every 2 weeks. Now your partner is making more money. Like, hey, no, you take more of this. That way, I can buy my own Jordans when they come when they come out. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it really to me depends. Like, it's fluid, bro. Love is fluid, man. It does
So
change. It does change.
okay, so now with that, now would you say like in the beginning with the contractual agreement that we just said,
Mhm.
would you have like to have all of that in there and then to say, you know what, every 3 years of our agreement, we're going to come back to the table, and if we need to renegotiate, we'll do it at that time. But once it's
Mhm.
set in stone within what we agreed upon, this is how we have to operate within that 3 year span. We come to the table every 3 years to renegotiate to see if we need to do it. And if at any given time we cannot come to an agreement, we can agree that we're just going to separate and part ways. Like because at that point it's like you already have an expectation of every 3 years, like no matter what we go through, we got to make it to that third year. And once we make it to that third year, don't like having that discussion. If we can't agree, like it's perfectly fine. Like keep the emotions out of it, the love, because I can love you from a distance. Down there, but remember the like factor. It's like if
Right.
I don't like you, yeah, I love you, cool. I'll be there if you need me, like that. But I don't like you enough to continue to deal with you on a daily basis no more.
Mhm.
So it's like because like with dealing with a woman, you got to think about their feelings and emotions and all like that. But it's like if we already have it in this contract, at that point, I don't have to care about your feelings because we have this contract that we have to talk about. So you leave your feelings at the door. Tight. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like it's more so thinking of it from a logical perspective. Because I honestly feel like sometimes like because women are led by their emotions, when a man is trying to get something done with the woman, it's like oh well, you got to take her emotions into account. It's like, well, damn, like, why can't we have the logical conversation first? And then if we can't get this taken care of from a logical perspective, why can't it be okay for me just to bow out when it's like this is what we agreed upon every 3 years we renegotiate? You see what I'm saying? It's kind of it take the emotional
And I
factor out.
and I understand. Yeah, I get what you're saying 100%. But to me, I don't want to be that free. I don't want to be that free. I feel like those same things can be done without the contract. Like it's just a simple conversation. Like, hey, this is what I need from you now. And sometimes you got to remind people, this is what I need from you now. And can you do this for me, kind of thing. I don't feel like it has to be written in stone. To me, written in stone is always having a foot out the door. Like you halfway out the up, you're not. Oh, up! Look like you're not about to fulfill your end of the bargain. I said I want some neck on every Thursday. Where my hot
Ah.
tour? You know what I mean? It's Thursday. I don't feel like that's because things, like I
Okay.
said, life is fluid, bro. Like, okay, let's just say, and I'm gonna go straight to the extreme. Let's just say your partner gets into some type of car accident, or something happens to them where they're either temporarily paralyzed or permanently paralyzed. Like at that point, some of the things in our agreement might not be able to be done. Like, does that make it okay for me to walk away like from you? Like I guess I'm a little bit more emotional when it comes to that, like, because I would be bold. I wouldn't want to do nobody like that, and I would hope nobody would want to, do me like that. What was that? A Tyler Perry movie? She came back for him, and then
Yeah.
Tyler Perry movie, she came back to help him out. So that's where I'm at. Like, what? That's where the love comes in. I get it. There's a division between love and logic, but at the same time, there are going to be some situations that you have to deal with out of love. There's going to be some conversations that you have to have where you can't say that, even though you know that that might be the best way to voice what you're trying to say. You can't say that because her emotions will get involved, and the goal of it is to get through to the person. That's the
Okay.
goal. I
Okay.
don't feel like the goal is just to say your point.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Or to be right. The goal is to actually get through to the other person. So, in order to get through to the other person, I'm just saying this from a sales perspective. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have to like you of them. I work in Ann Arbor. I don't like you of them. I don't. But I say go blue when I see people coming in with jerseys looking for apartments because that's my job. I need to get you housing. You obviously love this place. I can't stand it. But whatever, I have to pander to you in order to get the goal that we're looking for. If I want a happy home, sometimes I gotta do shit that I don't really,
Okay.
you know what I mean. And I get it that contractually, when you keep it cut and dry, it does make it easy for one person. But why
You don't think it make it easy for both?
not necessarily?
How? Why not? It's a
Because
contractual
if one
agreement amongst
person,
both.
because you said that it's emotions involved when it comes to women. So if we are matter of fact beings and they're emotional beings, and I tell you that I don't want anything emotional, I want it all matter of fact. Does that benefit the other person?
So, okay. So if we talking about throughout the entire 3 year span, no. But I'm saying the emotions have to be left at the door when it's time to renegotiate at year 3. When we come to that agree with that contractual agreement again to renew it, you have to leave your emotions at the door.
What if the request is emotional?
That's not fair.
What do you mean? That's what
That's
that
not
person
fair.
wants. It's a
No.
contract. We got to meet in the middle. So that means some of the stuff is going to be clerical and straight to the point, and some of the things might be emotional because you're dealing with an emotional being.
Give
That's
me an
I can't.
example.
I can't.
Give me an
I
example.
that's
Give me an example, because that's not
the
fair.
give you an example.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Oof, you hit me on the spot with that one. Okay, so let's say, for example, I'll go with my wife. I'm a gamer. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And movies, even though I like watching movies, I can't watch movies at nighttime. To me, the best time to watch a movie is when you wake up in the morning. Or provided it's a day where you ain't got nothing to do. Well, watch it in the morning because you up, you know what I mean? You done got your wake and bake on, you locked in. At nighttime, you turn a movie on for me, bro, and think we about to
You
cuddle or
falling
whatever.
asleep.
I'm asleep, bro. Like I'm
Right.
done. That
Right.
does nothing for me. But I most of my time that my wife and I have to spend is evening time. So
Okay.
I have to give up what I like just for the act of watching the movies. And to be honest with you, she go to sleep too. So
Mm,
basically, you asking me to go to bed, but I can't tell you that you're asking me to go to bed because that's basically what you're asking me. Because we both about to go to sleep. I give us 20 minutes into this, and especially if it's not a good show, I don't. We out. We both sleep. We both look. You know what I mean?
okay.
Whereas in the flip side, if I'm playing a game, I'm engaged. The games that I play usually are shooting games, strategic type games. So I'm engaged. I'm up. I can communicate with you. I can give you all of that. But during a movie at nighttime, that's not the recipe for me. But
Okay.
if that's in the contract that you want night movies, I might have to give you night movies, even though it benefits really not me at all. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to go to bed at 10. You want to cut a movie on at 10? I want to go to bed at 10.
All right. So, but see, that's not a good example because I'm
That's
there
not.
with you. I have to agree with you on that because in that sense, that's not like an emotional thing. That's like a okay, I want you to do something. It's like, all
No,
right,
no, no, no. That's 100% emotional because that's she wants quality time. She wants to spend time. She want me to put the controller down and to like this is snuggle. You know what I
oh,
mean?
okay, that's like a all right. I can give you that 2 times a week. And she like, no, I need four. You be like, all right, listen, you pushing. I can give you three. That's absolute fucking max. I can't do more than three. Like, take it or leave it type shit.
But what if she like, well, I want to appear to be more important than the game to you. So
I,
she want the four.
3
So what if
days
she
out the
want the
week.
four? But four is the majority. What if she want the majority?
Oh, then fuck it. Then we gotta separate. I mean, because you gotta draw a line in the sand somewhere. Because that's just my thing. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, because you always see a depiction of men as being heartless or cold or some shit like that because they draw a line in the sand. And it's kind of like one of those things where it's like,
Mhm.
okay, listen, I understand you a woman, you're emotional, got you. But at some point, you cannot try to like demonize me for being a man. Like I don't operate like that. So if I'm trying to meet you halfway somewhere and you just like,
Mhm.
no, give me more, give me. It's like, okay, no, I'm drawing the line in the sand. Now it's a take it or leave it type situation. Because in the
Right,
example that we just used, it's like, oh, I want to mean more than the game. It's like, well, listen, the game is extremely important to me. I said I can give you 3 days out of the week.
right,
You pushing it, doing all the rest of that because at the end of the day, I'm not saying that doing the movie thing and all that doesn't make me happy, but I'm more happy playing the game. So why not integrate yourself into and listen,
right. I feel
integrate
you.
yourself
I
into
feel you.
playing a game with me because this is something
Mhm.
that I actually truly enjoy. And then you're actually getting the benefit too because we're both spending quality time. Whether if you don't play the game, you can still sit next to me and watch me shoot motherfuckers the fuck up.
Right, 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 right.
You can put the headset on with me while I talk shit to everybody on here. You be like, well, dang, man, he talking shit. You need to pop his ass or something. Something like that. Why not
Right,
engage
right,
with me that way? Because you can't
right.
say, oh, I don't like to play the game. Well, shit, I don't like to fucking cuddle and watch movies all goddamn night, but yet I'm doing it. That's just where I'm coming from with it.
Right, 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 right. And I definitely understand, but I was just giving you an example of an emotion that can be thrown on the table
Right.
as
And I
you
just
know
gave
the,
you the logical component because at
the
that point it's like
logic.
that's one of those points where it's like you can't bring the emotional factor in it because we just logically thinking we both just got something that we wanted. But if you try to bring
Right,
emotion into it, it's like, well, oh, now I'm sad. And it's like, well, damn, bro, you don't care about how I feel at that point because you're overly emotional and I'm not. So you want to try to
right.
use that to leverage on me. You see what I'm saying?
I
Because
mean, yeah,
because
yeah,
a
but
person,
sometimes as long as you being when for me, because I do the same. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm
Mhm,
spoiled. You know what I
mhm,
mean? I'm not going to even pretend like I wasn't. You know what I mean? Growing up, and I'm not now. I I'm gonna do what you do, and I'm not doing it intentionally. But there's certain things that you strong on that I'm gonna be strong on. You know what I mean? Like you gave the example. Like, come on, 4 days, you trip. Like, so it's gonna be certain things that I want that's not logical that might not make sense to you. You know what I mean? But it's something that I want. You know what I mean? Just because I want it. You know.
so
So
you're
I feel like
negotiating then, right?
that- I feel like that's possible. But I'm just throwing out examples of where emotion can be thrown into there. I don't know, man.
I
I
got
understand
you.
what you
But if you
I
set the
understand what
parameter
you
that you got to leave the emotional factor out of it, because that, like, y'all not gonna come to the real resolution when you bring emotions into the factor. If you bring emotions in here, we can't negotiate at that point, because now you in an emotional state to where we can't think and come to a meeting of the minds with this
right, right,
contractual agreement that we are doing every 3 years.
right.
You get what
I
I'm
feel
saying?
you. I feel what you're saying. I feel what you're saying. I don't know, man. That's
But
hard.
it
Like I,
sounds legit though, don't it?
it definitely sounds legit, but realistically, how?
You say that shit gonna really
Listen,
happen because the chick ain't going for it,
no,
huh?
man.
She like, fuck all
No,
that. My emotions about to
no.
go
It
crazy.
sounds good though. You know what I mean? It sounds like hot tour every night, Monday through. You know what I mean? It sounds great, bro, but it's not going. It's not going to happen.
Hey, that's when you gotta do the Bobby Schmurder and throw the hat in there like, fuck this shit.
Oh
No,
my god!
that was my man's on
On
a
the boat,
thing on the
on the
boat.
boat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But
yeah.
man, that's funny. I think I just had to throw that one in there because that's really how sometimes I really think like that. Like, I think if people thought from more of a contractual type mindset, I think they can solve a lot more problems. Cause I know like sometimes when I talk to my babe or whatever, I tell her, like, leave your emotions at the door while we have this conversation, because other than that, we're not gonna be able to finish. But also too, do you think that people should only actually like move forward in life with somebody that's like their best friend?
I think yes and no,
Okay.
because I believe that you can become somebody's best friend by just being there. You know what I mean? By just being around somebody. Like it's going to happen eventually. You know what I mean? Y'all
Okay.
gonna grow in each other. That's I think that's where that phrase came from. Y'all gonna grow in each other. You know what I mean? When you go to and it's not necessarily even have to be how do I put this? Like for an example, like when people one night stand and then a baby come out of it.
Ooh.
And originally your goal was not to be with that person. You know what I mean? Because you saw something physical, and that's what you went for.
Right.
But sometimes that flourishes into a relationship. Not all the time. Some people just like, okay, I understand what happened. You know what I mean? Well, that's how we gonna take care of this kid. But some people, things flourish out of that. You wasn't my best friend to begin with. Like I said, it was all physical, but things can happen, man. I think it really depends. And when you think about best friends, if you're really my best friend, that means you're gonna tell me good and bad. So I might not
I'm
want to be with
gonna
you.
call cap on that with your
Why
example.
you do
I'm
that?
gonna
Go
call
ahead.
bullshit.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Why? Why? Explain.
Bro, as a man
Okay.
in general, if
Okay.
I'm out here getting women and I'm slaying these women,
Mm-hmm.
ain't no way in hell I'm about to stop slaying women
Mm-hmm.
and possibly try to work something out because I had a one night stand and Shorty had end up having a baby. It's not really about to happen. Because one, you let me knock them cheeks off. I probably only known you for like 4 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and I knocked them cheeks. Why the hell do I want? I got something. I got the main thing I want. Why do I want to have a real relationship with you? Just because
See,
it's a
because
kid involved?
but the reason why I disagree with you is because I'm an adult first.
Okay.
And the sexual attraction generally is mutual. If I want to hit it on the one night stand, like the first night, and you want to give it to me on the one, we're just two adults. A relationship can still. For I'm not holding that against you because you decided it might. To be honest with you, when I was young, I was so conceited. It was me. Like it was me. You might
Mhm.
not have did this for nobody else, and that's not even my concern. It was my flavor. It was whatever spice I sprinkled on you that made you just want to give up everything on the first night. It wasn't like that to me, unless it was a known, you know what I mean, like a known person, like oh yeah, she all the time. But then again, I'm not really what did we call that back in the day? I'm not really a tunnel buddy. Like I'm not really trying to get in there just because you was in there. And I don't care what type of stories you tell me. Like I that just That seems weird. If I know you as a friend
Very,
and you
yeah.
like, oh yeah, she, I'm not about to go over there and do that, bro. Like that's weird to me.
So you
That's weird to
saying
me.
like you clap cheeks only knowing 4 hours? You like, yeah, it was just me because I'm that guy, and that's that.
Sometimes, bro. Sometimes because to me, to be honest with you, I believe that most, if not all, women want to do it the first night. So the fact that they do not do it the first night is just so you don't perceive them as a certain way. It's not necessarily that they don't feel that way and wasn't ready, but because we put a time limit on character, that doesn't make any sense. We all ready the first time, bro. If it's somebody that you clicking with, you know what I mean? We all pretty much be ready the first time, or you would have never asked them out, or however y'all came together. If it happens on the first night, to me it happens, bro. Like I'm not. I've waited a year.
Mm,
I waited a year, and I've waited 10 minutes. To be honest with you, like 10 minutes, bro. I had one situation, like for real. We never even made it, like to the restaurant, like for real, bro. Like for
so
real,
so
bro.
so so with that, because I still feel like it's some cat. Listen, I understand being an adult, I get it, but because my thing really comes down to like there's certain like character. I ain't gonna say flaws, but there's certain things that go along with different people's character and personality and stuff like that. Don't get me
Hmm.
wrong, I understand that in some cases, like women ready to go or whatever too, right? But where I'm coming from with it, because I remember like did not understand. This is where like me growing up and stuff like that, understanding different stuff as I grew up about women. When I
Hmm.
learned that women actually want to smash just as much as we do,
Hmm.
I kind of was like, ugh. I don't know why that was my first thought process. It's like because I'm thinking of women like oh they pure and innocent and they not little nasty 304s or whatever. And so it was like when Mofo told me that, I said, wait a minute, what? Like, so y'all really like some nasties? Now don't get me wrong, this is my internal thinking. If you
Hmm.
like that for real, I don't
Hmm.
care, especially if I'm not trying to really like go farther, because I feel like everybody has a purpose in life.
Right.
But if I clap cheeks
Hmm.
in 4 hours, cool, we vibing, whatever. But in
Hmm.
essence, you really don't know me. And it's like you let me into your temple, right? So
Right.
I'm automatically thinking whether I got the sauce, whether whatever. I'm thinking, who the fuck else did Shorty do this with? Because if you ain't out here just letting dudes slap cheeks, you shouldn't be this comfortable with just letting me slap cheeks in the first 4 hours that I've fucking known you. Like this must be who you are.
And I get where you're coming from, and I get the logic of your thinking. At
Okay.
the same time, I'm not the type of person that worries about what other people did bef- before me, because it intentionally, in certain situations, intentionally,
Mhm.
I might be the last one you have to do it with.
Man, nigga, that sound like you out here trying to save these hoes. That's exactly what that
Listen,
sound
I
like.
used to wear a
Captain
cape.
Save a hoe.
Listen, my cape used to be.
Jay, no, you are considering the fact, nigga, I've been knowing you since I was 18 years old, bro. There's no way in hell you should be out here caping trying to be Captain Save a hoe.
Listen, even in caping and trying to be that person, I don't even want to say this live, bro, but the count is crazy.
I know it
Like
is, nigga.
crazy.
Hold on,
So
hold
with
on.
that being
So you telling me you'll be the one, y'all in there, you know what I'm saying, busting down a shorty, you like the third man in, the next one nigga trying
nah,
to come
bro.
in, you like, nah, you can't come in here, bro. Like she mine's
No,
not. Is that what you
no,
saying you are, bro?
no, bro.
Because the
No,
shit you
bro.
saying, that's what it sound like, dog.
Nah, bro. I've had my moments. Don't get me wrong, but I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. That's why I look at things from a love perspective, because I feel like I've been in love a lot. Like I've been in love a lot in my life. Like it wasn't too many people that I was with that I didn't think I might be the last one. Like I might be that special guy for you, bro. Like it was. There were a few. There were a few. You get them nights where you know what I mean. Anything to do. It were a few where that was not my intentional goal or anything like that. But
Okay.
for the most part, bro, I stepped into those situations like I was hard on my sleeve type, bro. Like I listened to all R&B growing up. I listen. I was crying, boy. Don't make me start lying. Don't make me start lying.
I
It
guess
was
it's just
wild.
our I guess it's just our own life experiences. That's how I gotta look at
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely. I mean, and then you had different components, you know, in your life that I didn't have. Like I didn't have a father growing up. You know what I mean? So my goal
Damn,
was
you
to
thinking.
connect with somebody. You ain't nobody? Oh, okay. I thought you had somebody.
I
But
mean,
anyway,
it's I had a figure there,
okay.
but there was not like how me and my son is. I did not have that
Right.
whatsoever.
And I get that, and I understand that. That's a conversation we're gonna have for another day, as far as
Yeah.
stepfathers. I want to get in. I want to get into that. That's gonna be one of the subjects. But you had a figure. I didn't even have that. Like I didn't
Okay.
have a figure. So to me, I was trying to create something that I didn't have, and I
Okay.
was eager to do it when and wherever it could happen.
Okay.
Like you know what I mean? Like a lot, bro. Like a lot. This was crazy.
I get
It
it.
was crazy.
Yeah. Okay. I get it at that point. I get it. I do.
You know what I mean? But do I think that you need to be established before you fall in love with somebody, or is it better to be established before you fall in love with somebody? I think that, like you said, from the bottom up to me is best
Yeah.
because what Marilyn Monroe say, if you can't handle me at my, you know what I
At my
mean,
worst, and you got
worst,
me at my
you
best or
don't
something like
deserve,
that.
yeah, you don't deserve my best. Like, you know what I mean? That's where I'm at with it because you'll lose somebody catching them at the top. And as you know, business goes up and down. Sometimes you might have to jump. Since I've known you the most businessman I ever met in my life, bro. And you're younger than me. That's what's crazy. Like, but in my life, you've had more businesses than anybody I've ever met, bro. Like for real. So with that being said, you know that businesses have highs and lows, and sometimes you got to change your name, or sometimes you got to change your logo, or sometimes you got to jump ship and go into something else.
Right.
So with that being said, it's gonna be some highs and lows, shucks. Unless you hit that jackpot like Shaq and you get 47 McDonald's, 28 Hungry Howie's,
Man.
759, Papa
Man.
John's, like you know what I mean. Unless you do it like that,
Man.
you know what I mean. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna be some highs and some lows. I
That's
don't want nobody
inspiration.
who saw me with my Ferrari and then they coming to pick my Ferrari up because she doesn't understand the power of bankruptcy and how bankruptcy is sometimes necessary. Sometimes you got to come get this. You got to, I don't care. I can get another one. And I
Yep.
learned that from you. I
Yep.
learned that from you. You know what I mean? Like I can get another one. But a woman might not be able to, that was only seeing you when you was high, might not be able to pick it, to take, she might be live when the repo man comes.
Yeah. Yeah. True
She
that.
might be alive and be like, oh, nah, yeah, brokey. And then you in trouble, bro. And then you in trouble. No, I need somebody who been there for the struggle because then they understand how to move. That sometimes we might have to, sometimes we can supersize and sometimes we might need to minimize.
Yeah.
Write that down. Anyway.
Yeah. I I I would have to agree. I think I think for a man, it's more so of a if you got somebody that you gonna build with on the way up, it needs to be somebody that has the willpower to withstand shit. Where they like, you know
Hmm.
what? I don't care where we gonna end up, as long as I know you got me, I got you.
Right. There
Wherever
you go.
we end up at, you know what I'm saying? Effed up in the game, whatever. We got each other. We gonna make it to where we need to make it to. I feel like that's
Hmm.
the best person to you know what I'm saying, do what you need to do with. Like somebody that's understanding and y'all can actually talk. Like real, like for me, real talk, like your best friend.
Hmm.
Because in those times where you and your spouse where y'all are getting into it and shit, it's like, listen, all right, listen, I don't want to talk to my I don't want to talk to my babe or your man. I don't want to talk to that person. I want to talk to my best friend because that's the mofo that I need to really express and just get all this shit off my chest. Because it's like with a best friend, it's kind of like a bro, we can argue, whatever, but nigga, we gonna be straight, bro. Cause you my motherfucking nigga to the day we die.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's where
Yeah.
I look at that one.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that. It is better to be with your best friend, but I still think that people can become that. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
everybody is different. Everybody is different. I've been around way too many people in my life. Way too many people. People different. You know what I mean? So
I feel it.
yeah.
All right, let's get to this next one.
People who believe in gender roles are misogynistic.
Yep. Now, here's the thing too, because I wanted to look up misogynistic because, or
Okay.
just misogyny in general, because
Okay, hit
I
that.
wanted to know what the exact definition was, because I always heard it, right?
Oh,
But
okay.
it was always in a negative way. So
Okay.
misogyny is hatred of, contempt for, or prejudice against women or girls. It is a form of sexism that can keep women at a lower social status than men, thus maintaining the social roles of patriarchy. Misogyny has been widely practiced for thousands of years, right?
Hmm.
So, with that definition, what you think?
It's now we was all good till you said hatred. You know what I mean? Because it might not necessarily be hatred. I
Like you
feel
said,
like
like I said.
it's definitely how you view it. You know what I mean? Just be like I said earlier, it's not easy being a housewife.
Hmm.
Like that's difficult because, in my opinion, housewives don't necessarily have the same 8 to 10, even 12 hour shift that most people have. You a housewife, like you always on duty, like
Yeah.
you always on duty. So I don't feel like they schedule it shorter. You know what I mean? Than somebody that actually goes out and actually works. So it depends on their view of it. If they view it as, hey, I'm equally as important, which you are, especially in my situation, I would love to have a housewife because I got 3 children, you know what I mean? And I need them to, number one, be all love the same. I need them all to learn the same. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I need my first child, we were able to spend a lot more time with her educationally. So when it comes to anything educational, she is a rock star in that. My
Hmm.
other children, we didn't have as much time, like, because now we've got other things on our plate. Now we got to watch the first kid, and now we got to watch the third kid. So we didn't have as much time as we did with him. And I'm not saying that it shows, but we feel like, you know what I mean. Like when
Yeah.
you notice differences, then you notice differences. Then you like, oh man, that's why he can't spell his name. He can spell his name, but that's why he can't spell his name is because with her we was able to go through the alphabet and sit down with flashcards. With him, it's more fly by. You know,
Okay.
so it's really in your perspective of the role that you're taking. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If you value it, then you won't consider it misogyny. If you think that it is a way to keep you down, then hell yeah, you're gonna think that women need to be in the kitchen is a not racist but misogynistic term. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What you
So
think?
okay, so I really had to sit back and I really had to like really think about this, right? Because just as you said, the hatred is what really like messed me up, right?
Mhm.
Because I look at it from a few different points of view. One, it said like they like how they saying like it's a form of sexism that keeps women at a lower social status than men. It's like, okay, if we're talking about like using unfair advantages like laws and things of that nature to
Right,
keep them like at a certain level, yeah, I ain't with that. You feel what I'm saying? It's
right,
like
right,
it's fair game. You go out into the world, you go do you. As a collective, we shouldn't be trying to use laws and all that shit to stop you. No,
right,
but where it's kind of like as you said, like like, oh, a woman's place is, like in the kitchen or some shit like that, right?
right, right,
So
right,
I
right.
remember being younger and I heard that term and then I heard a woman like get like upset about it, right? But now
Mhm.
as of who I am today, I really look at it from a standpoint of it depends on what you want in life. And what I mean by
Okay.
that is, if you want to be the woman that goes out there and attempt to, start a Fortune 500 company CEO type shit or whatever, then no, that's not your role. And honestly, I don't even think that being a wife is really your role, because what that encompasses, it like a wife. When you think of a wife, it's not really like you out here hustling like I am. Well, depending on who your man is, you out here hustling like that person too. It's like, nah, your role is to be inside the home. But if you like, nah, my life goal was to be an entrepreneur and build business and stuff like that, it's like, well, shorty, then go ahead. You can't have it both ways. It's like a man saying, oh, I want to be the world's buffest dude, but I want to eat fucking donuts every day
Right, right, right,
because
right.
I just love donuts. It's like, well, no,
Right.
you not gonna get that. You feel what I'm
Well, I
saying?
mean, I do, but you might find somebody who's equally as charged as you are. You know what I mean? And a woman in a CEO position, you know what I mean, or an entrepreneur out here, trying to hustle, might find a man that equally doesn't have as much time. I met somebody out here, a family where both of them were doctors, and both of them had their own doctor's offices and different practices. He lived in Texas, she lived up here, and they met when they could. I don't consider them or him or her being him less of a husband or her less of a wife. They just figured out in their contract what worked best. You know what I mean? Like what they were cool with it. If you like it, I love it. Like
So I got a question for you. So
okay.
I understand like that's like a super minority. I get it. But you already
Hmm.
know like minorities, they don't never make the rules, the majority always.
Hmm.
So I understand you're going to have those outliners
Hmm.
where outliers, I mean, where things work for those individuals like in that
Hmm.
situation. But I'm talking about like in general, like in the majority, because it's like because if you really think the way like life and society is really made up, all life really starts with the family as the center.
Hmm.
Before we talk about any businesses, job related, everything, even communities, is all built family first. So it's like if
Hmm.
you got two people, man and a woman, and they're like, well, I'm an entrepreneur, you an entrepreneur, we're both super busy. Where do you come together at to create actually create and build that family structure? You feel what I'm saying? Like I know some people be like, well, we can hire a nanny and we can do
There
this
you
and we can
go.
do.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
don't. I
people
just.
do it.
I
Like
know.
I see a lot of that in my neighborhood. Like in my neighborhood, I see a lot of that, and it's because of the amount of it's so many daycares out here where I live at, bro. Like it's so many different ones, like where people drop their kids off, and that's where your kid at because everybody's at work. Like you know what I mean, and plus the economy where we at right now. You know what I mean. In certain situations, it's not feasible for two people not to be at work. You know what I mean? You need those places that's going to, you know, kind of help educate your kids for you real quick, watch them, feed them, change them, while everybody's out there hustling. Now, there are, like you said, some situations where it's going to be the other way, but out here where I am, man, these people work, bro. Like these people, both of them, and both of them usually are, you know what I mean, high in standards and where they are. So I got a friend right now. Her mother is a what is she? She is like a media person. Like she's responsible, not media person. What do you call those people? PR. She's a PR person,
Mm?
and her father was an attorney. Like you know what I mean? They
So
both.
she didn't see her parents a lot then, did she?
No, no,
So
but that
so let me.
doesn't mean that she doesn't ride horses. That doesn't mean that she doesn't have those advantages that a lot of people don't have. So
True.
her gifts are extraordinary. Like the things that she do, you like, wait, right? Where did you even find a farm? Especially me being born in Detroit. Where did you find a farm where they was like, you know what? You could buy one of these horses and forget buying one. We'll feed it for you. We'll train it. We have you out here riding. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't even know where to look up, nothing like that,
Mhm.
but there are what I consider advantages, but every child is going to have a different story. She might not be happy about that. Like, she might be, like, I really needed my parents type stuff, but
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
that's kind of how I was looking at it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's like yeah, I made because money can't buy everything. You understand what I'm saying? Especially like when it comes to individuals who like your kids are not thinking like, oh yeah, I need money. It's more so of a this is what you are kind of like raised upon because you lack
Right.
something. But it's kind of like a
Right.
once you start having a family, it kind of moves away from just it's all about we just got to make sure we get all the money for the family. It's kind of like, well, shit, you didn't even raise your family. Somebody else raised your children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where was the how could you instill those values and whatever that you need to teach your kids if both of y'all are just always gone? Like,
Be honest with you, man. I mean, even from media and the TV shows that we watch, bro, that's the majority of these people that go to Harvard. These people that go to Yale, they were raised by nannies and they had special tutors and they learn how to play the piano and
and
that's
that's
what
why
that's
what
you know what I mean. That's where they come from. Those are our CEOs. Those are our representatives. Those are the people that go. You know, that's how Trump was raised. Trump daddy wasn't parents wasn't they raised him. They didn't raise him.
a lot of them effed up, bro. You do know that, right?
Yeah, I do, and I understand that. But it wasn't as much as after they had both parents. I know people that had both parents in prison. What happened to you? Like you had everything you needed. You know what I mean? Like it depends on the
Man,
individual.
right. I got you. I got you. I understand where you coming from. I definitely understand where
Right.
you coming from. Definitely. Definitely I understand. So that was yeah. But do I think it's misogynistic? I don't think it's misogynistic as far as the
Nah,
gender roles. I honestly
no.
believe a lot of situations the gender roles actually are a benefit because it's like it's something to like I don't necessarily say like look forward to, but it's kind of like a like bro, I'm a man, bro. Like I don't want my woman taking out my trash. Like I ain't gonna hold you up. I could not wait to get my own house when I was young growing up. I could not wait to get my own crib so I can
Mhm.
cut my own grass.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what it was about that shit, bro, but it was like seeing other dudes like growing up in the 90s, seeing like black dudes on movies and all. Hey, you better not get on my lawn. They
For
proud in
real.
their
For
lawn
real.
and shit. I
Yeah, for
took that
real.
like shit. I be happy,
Right.
like, boy, look at my lawn. You know what I'm saying? I make
Right.
that
Right.
line that boy up, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Looking fire.
Right.
That's something that I was inspired to do as a man.
Right.
Like my babe can't cut my grass. Like, oh, let me cut. No, move. That is
Right.
not your lane.
Right.
You
Right.
not
Right.
taking trash is not your lane. Like, go
Right.
do
Right.
what's in your lane. So that's like, I believe in gender roles, 100%. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's natural. You know what I
Mhm,
mean? Like women are naturally nurturing. You know what I mean? And I feel like fathers are natural providers. I feel like through, the government stepping in, Section 8, that
mhm.
whole line
Effed
of thought
everything
that
up.
they have tried to, and it's, you know what I mean? They've torn apart a lot of the black minorities, like that. Like it's not too many of them. That's where that strong black woman thing came from. It wasn't even, I don't know, it wasn't.
I know where you going with it because
You
when
know
I
what I mean? Like it wasn't even necessary. Like it wasn't even
mhm,
necessary to be called that. Like to me, Claire Huxtable was the strongest black woman I've ever seen in my life. But it didn't need to be stated that. You just knew. Like you just knew. And even in there, she was a lawyer and what's her name was a doctor. Bill Cosby was a doctor.
mhm,
So I feel like it really depends, but they still had a lot of time. Funny you mentioned though, they still did have a lot of time to spend with their kids. I don't think it
yeah.
was names involved in their situation. They made time to. I wonder how they did that. I wonder how they did
I just look at it from a standpoint of it's like, bro, like your kids are an investment in a sense.
that.
And it's
True.
like you kind of got to nurture and curate your investment. It's like you don't have the time. Like certain investments, like certain businesses, is not a passive business. It's a you need to be involved every single day, no matter what you do. You got to be involved in that business. I feel like children are one of those things where it's like that's a active investment that they
Right.
need that from you. They don't need just the financial part. They need the emotional, the physical. They need to see you, feel you, touch you, get on your fucking
Right.
nerves so they can learn who you are type. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that is how I feel about that one.
No, I feel you. I feel
Yo,
you.
so we gonna pivot a little bit. So have you heard about shorty named Kaya cooking with Kaya?
Yeah, cooking with
Listen,
Kaya. Go
listen,
ahead.
my guy. So
Uh-huh.
so it ended up popping up on my feed. like 2 days ago, right?
Mhm.
And it was like a somebody had shared it, and they was like, they said something about it, like why everybody mad with cooking with Kaya blah. So I clicked on it. I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? So I
Mhm.
click on it or whatever, and I'm watching it. It's just Shorty doing the whole cooking, talking about, you better cook for your man before I cook for him or something like that.
Mhm.
And then she did her little dance, and I asked my babe, I'm like, babe, what's up with, like, I'm like, have you heard of this cooking with Kaya chick? And then she was
Mhm.
like, yeah. And I'm like, why is everybody mad about Shorty? And she was like, I don't know. She was like, I like her. I was like, shit, I kind of
Mhm.
do too. I just don't like her little song that
Right, yeah,
cooking with.
she
I
could do
don't I
better
don't
with that.
like
Yeah,
that
she
shit.
could
That
do
shit
better with that.
irritating.
She could have did better than that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
like
mean,
that.
but it'll take time. Shucks, as she grow followers, I'm sure we need to drop a beat, maybe put a little flow to it. Maybe she need to holler at the right people.
Hey, maybe, bro. I'm about to bring up one of her little hookups. Some cooking with oh man, I don't want to do that shit.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, no, I do not want to do that.
Kaya, cooking with Kaya, cooking with Kaya, cooking with Kaya.
So, you know, like just watching it or whatever,
Mhm.
I couldn't really see like what people would be. So I mean some people they've been saying like, the fact on like that she's cooking, but it's the like what she's doing and the way she's doing it, I guess, because she got the little dance, shaking a little bit of ass,
Right, right, right,
the little form fit and stuff like that. And it's
right.
like I understand it from the point of it's like, all right, shorty, you kind of like showing your body off, stuff like that, which I mean, everybody is doing that shit nowadays.
Mhm.
But I guess a lot of the dudes they were saying like that's what they like, and like oh she's feminine, she's cooking and all, and they like it because I think shorty like 23 or something like that. But then
Okay.
it's like the older chicks, they like got something to say about like they mad about it, like, oh, all you doing is just cooking or whatever. I think from a content perspective, it's different because she got the little song, it's a little it ain't catchy, but people gonna automatically remember it. You feel what I'm saying? And then
Right, right.
she I'm not gonna say she cute, but I ain't gonna say she ugly. She got a nice little shape, all like
Mhm.
that, and dudes gonna watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I will watch it from the food perspective for real, because I truly enjoy watching people cook because I learn different stuff because I like to cook. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I don't really see no wrong with what Shorty doing. But a lot of people are really mad about what she's doing, bro.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it a band with you, man. A lot of people are haters, bro. Let's just say
Hey,
what it is.
agreed.
Is she's not doing anything wrong. We don't have any problem with people doing OnlyFans, you know what I mean, and getting paid for it that way. And actually, portraying sexual acts. At least she got clothes on, and however scantily clad they might be, she has clothes on, and she's doing more than just shaking her ass. Like she
True that.
is doing, what would you call that? Like a pioneer, so to speak. Because we got cooking people and we got half naked people. Put it together and make it more. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of times I might skip through a lot of that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Sometimes it'd be too much. Sometimes
yeah.
it's whatever, whatever. Um, so the fact that she's added something else to it, like girls was doing "Get Dressed with Me," you know what I
Yep,
mean? And it was
yep,
a chick
yep.
that was cute, and she would, put an outfit on or whatever, and she was form fitted or whatever. Like to me, it's just a pioneer of a different avenue. I like what she's coming up with. It's not going to be long till other people start doing it, and as we've been saying since I've been alive, sex sells. So if she
Facts,
can show a little something and pull people in by showing a little something, then hey, do your thing. Do your
facts.
thing.
And it's actually crazy that you say that because I literally just seen a chick on my timeline do the exact same thing on Instagram. Kid you not. And
Oh,
she
for
literally
real?
her exact words was, make your man a protein breakfast before I do. Then she literally did the whole cooking with and said her Instagram handle, and then she
Mm-hmm.
was shaking her ass and all like that. And I was just like, wow, bro. But
It don't take long.
I'm gonna say the one thing though, like for any women that are upset about that is I feel like it's kind of stupid, but it's more so of a like just add it as a tool and put it in your toolbox. Like that will make your man happy. You feel what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like, be like, hey, babe, look, I'm about to cook, and then shake some ass, cooking with
that's
mama or
always
something
been the
like that.
thing.
You know what I'm saying?
That's all. But to me, that's always been the thing. I know in my household, I love for my wife just to go downstairs with the apron on. If that, hey, I just don't want you to get burnt. I don't
Hey,
want I just don't want you to get
okay,
burnt. But just the apron on, and you gonna
okay.
go down there and go do that, do
Hey,
that. You know
all
what I
for
mean?
it.
Like,
Especially
it's
when the
always
kids
been
gone.
like
Especially
that.
when the kids gone. When the kids gone.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? It's always been like that. It's supposed to be like that. And if you're not scoffing at the OnlyFans girls, that's my thing. If you're not scoffing at them, then what are we talking about?
Right. That shit
Like, if you
lame.
don't have no problem with them, what are we talking about?
Yeah, that OnlyFans stuff lame as hell to me. I mean, get
I
your
mean,
bag, but
yeah, people make their money off of it, man. And if it was definitely a thing that was necessary while the strip clubs was closed during the pandemic, like it was definitely a necessary evil. Got
I mean,
tired of
but
watching
they
things
basically
from
just took, P Hub and just
hmm
threw a price tag on it. And it's kind of like all right, yeah, because I've been following this chick on Instagram, but now she got an OnlyFans and I can watch her specifically and I can pay.
hmm
I think that's one of the things where it took away a lot of the not even took I think that's the only reason why a lot of like the OnlyFans, like why it really took off is because like you're following this one person on like IG. And then it's like, oh, I got OnlyFans. Oh, snaps, I've been following you for 2 years. Hell yeah, I'm about to subscribe. But it's kind of like I done seen dudes pay like thousands of dollars just to meet it. I'm like, bro, use a lane for real, bro. I'm sorry.
And it is, but to me, I consider the same people that do that in the strip club the same way. I'm
What,
not gonna
throwing
lie to
money at
you.
a
When
stripper?
people, yeah, man, to me that's lame as hell, bro. Like to me, I'm not
That shit fun as hell.
and I get that. That's a thing for you. But to me, what I value most is my time. And like they say, time is
Okay.
money. I can't just be throwing no money. Wait a minute. Like, what did you do for me? You stick your stop it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, stop it. I came from a time of imagination where all we had was magazines, bro. Like, you had to imagine. You had to imagine. Now you in
I
front of
get it.
me, and oh man, I'm not doing that, bro.
So
That's just
I
my
get it from the standpoint of the money component. I definitely understand. And like I feel like when people go to the actual strip club and if they not throwing no money for real, like you being disrespectful because I mean, like, when you go to a good gentleman's club, my man's corrected me the
Mhm.
one time when I was in the store and I rock with it. When you go to a gentleman's club, it's not necessarily just about throwing money at them. It's more so of a it's like they are giving you a fantasy. They're letting you live out a real fantasy in a sense, right? And it's like I like going with my babe. I wouldn't want to go. Like I remember my cousin took me, and honestly, I did not have a good time. Like he got me a private dance by this chick, and she had like a beer belly, and it was just I was in there like I was in there. Then she tried to give me another dance. I was like, my cousin got the money. Like, I don't. Yeah, it was not a good first experience, but like going there with your babe and y'all having a good time and having shorty shake a little something, it's a fun experience for me. But it's like you
Right.
gotta have gentleman club money. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. I mean,
But
I could see that. Like, I could see that. But my
y'all on
experience in
solo
the
with the
strip club,
boys and all that? Nah, that shit lame to me.
nah. My experience in strip club been trash. Like, I only had one good experience in a strip club, and I don't know, it changed me so much that I don't want to go no more. Like that situation
Damn, you
was
had a
was,
bad
was
experience, bro.
I've had a bunch of bad experiences, man, where it just wasn't. It wasn't doing it for me, bro. Like it wasn't doing it for me, bro. You know, because most of the time At that time, I'm single, so I'm leaving here ready for nothing. Like I'm ready for nothing. And
Hey,
I'm broke now. And I'm
you,
broke. I could have gave it to somebody and got a service out of it. Stop. I'm not like to
dog,
give it to this
you
lady. She
went to
didn't
the
make a
strip
bag.
club thinking the fantasy was gonna become real.
Man, I told you I wore a cape back in the day, bro. I told you I wore a cape back in the day. Now, my best experience in the club where it almost became real. Like it almost became real. And I'm like, hold up.
Bro, you wanna know something funny?
It was that.
So the cousin that I told you took me to the strip club for the first time, bro.
Mhm.
I think I was 16, bro. I was like 16, 17. And he put me on game. He said, you so to get in there without the ID, you just gotta give him an extra 20 ball, right?
Oh, wow.
Bro, I know, right? Like, but this is the thing, but my cousin told me, he said when you go in the strip club, you're supposed to wear a rubber, bro. Kid you not. So it's
Wow.
so funny that you say that it almost happened because it take
I've
me
been
right
doing it
back.
wrong.
You
I've
been
been
doing it
doing
wrong, bro. My cousin put me on game, dog. That is so funny. You supposed to go in there with a rubber, bro. Like
Bro.
already on, ready for action because it
Bro.
might happen. Dog.
I'm being cheated, bro. I'm being
Listen, you had the wrong people educating you, bro. You
cheated.
needed my cousin, dog. Man. Oh
Man,
man.
man.
My freaking cheeks hurt. That is crazy.
Oh my God. I'm mad. I'm
Yeah,
glad you
bro.
having a good time. I'm
You
upset.
you learned the wrong way, bro. The wrong way. You live, you learn. That's all I can say. That you learned the
For
wrong way.
real.
Cause
Damn.
if you had had my cousin advice, you would have been going home happy, bro.
Man, man.
Man, that's crazy. That is mad crazy.
Oh, okay. Um, I feel like people are on the even playing field when it comes to that. I feel like you can have good male bosses, you can have bad male bosses because I don't have both. You can have good female bosses, and you can have bad female bosses because I don't have both.
Mm,
Um, I don't really think it matters, like when it comes to stuff like that. Like I don't really think that one gender puts you over. I can say that women are a little bit more thorough.
mm.
Like the women that I've encountered and having them as supervisors are a little bit more thorough. The guys, we guys, so we just trying to get it done so we can relax. I'm not saying doing it the crappiest way possible, but as far as every corner being clean, the guys that I had as bosses, nah, just get your work done. Let's get on about it.
So I sat back and I had thought about that too, right? And I was like, you know what? I really believe it depends on the position. Like what RAM are we talking? Are now if we talking like the CEO of a company, it's kind of like did you get put there or did you build it? If you built it, you earned it. So it's like it is what any of the dudes can't say nothing because it's like you work at my company, homie. Now if it's
Right.
like dude built it and I don't know, some chick worked their way up. I mean, if you earn it, cool.
Okay.
But I would have to agree with what you said, where it's like, you had some good women bosses and stuff like that. Because I honestly believe like sometimes women can run things a lot better, within the realm of what, depending on what it is, they can run it better. And I've honestly seen where it was like you actually had men that started their own company, they became the CEOs, and they literally had women all in charge.
Hmm.
And it was like at first I really couldn't understand it, but it's like like listening to different books like 48 Laws of Power, and just learning how power dynamic works and stuff like that. I honestly believe the best power dynamic is when like a man literally gives a lot of women power of all the
Hmm.
people up under them. I really think it worked better because as that man, you ain't trying to do nothing with none of them women, bro.
Right.
You like, I'm good. Y'all all women of power because I put y'all there. Y'all, I'll give what I need done. Y'all go run the rest. So y'all over all of them, and they gonna make shit. Boom, 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 boom. If they really about their
Right.
business, you feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, that's really how I feel. But it, like when we take it out of context of like business and stuff like that, I don't know. Like the president, I don't think that would have been a good move for us as a country, because like when it comes to being a country, it's like it's not just about us, it's about the world view, it's about other countries, how they respect us, look at us, stuff like that. When it comes to that position of power, when we talking about power structures and all like that, it's like y'all got a woman in charge. Oh yeah, we about to go at y'all, bro.
I mean, but y'all not about to slap box. It's not like they about to pull the women into a ring with the men. It's just that you running it. Like I don't. I again, it the thing that affects my decisions is the way that I was raised,
Okay.
and being raised in a single parent household. My mother ran the ship. She was the man and the woman, so to speak, of the ship. So do I think that a woman can run? Yeah, you know what I mean. She was my president. You know what I mean? Like she was my president for a long time, and we didn't have any lacks. You know what I mean? Like I said, in past episodes, I didn't have every single thing that I wanted, but I had every single thing that I needed and some. You know
Okay.
what I mean? So, she just wasn't into what I was into. She was older, so when I asked for Jordan, she laughed at me, especially when she saw how much they cost. But I get a pair of Nikes though. It just might not be, you know what I mean, the newest pair of Air Max.
So I got a question.
Mhm.
I understand everything that you said, right?
Mhm.
Because I'm thinking of more than just like one angle, right? Let's
Okay.
hypothetically say you got a woman leading a household, right? We ain't gonna go
Mhm.
into the statistics on how the kids raised, none of that. You got a woman that's running that household. What is gonna stop if a man want to come into that house?
Mhm.
What is the barrier to where it's like he's gonna second guess coming in there and coming in there? Like he wants to come in. Like
I
where's
mean,
the fear at?
I would hope that she would have some sort of protection, i.e., a big dog or a big gun or both. You know what I mean? I will hope that most women that I know that are heads of households, is prepared. You know what I mean? In case something like that go down.
I got you. But what I'm saying is if you see a dude, big I was about to say big black. I feel like that was gonna be a little racist. You see a big man in his house, he don't look like the faint of heart type mofo. He look like this mofo means business.
Right, right, right.
Off rip, you gonna second guess about going over there, are you not?
Of course.
That's where I'm coming from with the like position of power. I'm not saying women can't run things. I'm not saying that at all because we know they can. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? But I'm talking from a standpoint because when if we're competing, it's a competition at this point. You got
Mhm.
something I want, and as men, we go out and we go dominate. It's
Mhm.
either you gonna dominate or you gonna get dominated.
Mhm.
It's in our natural. It's what we do. Put a woman in a position, like let's say we talking about our country, it's kind of like one of those things where it's like if everything else around you is ran by men, you're not going to be that one female where it's like, oh, I'm about to get in the ring with all these men and I'm about to really do something and take over. It's like, not really. Because this is how we do shit, and this is we gonna dominate you. At what's stopping me from dominating you? I'm just being one like, and I'm not saying like in a bad way, no sexist way. No, I'm just speaking like straight up how human beings live real life. What's stopping
Right.
me from dominating you?
Especially other countries. You know what I mean? Where women
Especially other
can't
countries
do
where
stuff.
women can't do
You
shit.
know, you're right. Exactly. No, I understand where you're coming from as far as that is concerned, but I don't doubt that. Just hypothetically, your first day in prison, like they tell you got to knock a motherfucker out. Like I really feel like that's the case. Like in a situation like that, it's gonna be somebody that tests you, and you gotta respond. You probably gotta over respond, especially being
Yes.
a woman. You probably gotta over respond. Like if you was gonna send one nuke, you gotta send two because they was playing with you. Like, you know what I mean? Because they thought that you was a woman and you weren't gonna respond. Like, you gotta over respond. And a lot of women that I've had as bosses, that's what they over respond. Like, you like, wait a minute, like, hold up, I wasn't expecting that type thing. You know what I mean? Whereas in a man, you may get the same outcome, but the method would be different. You know what I mean? The delivery would be different. Like,
Mm,
I don't know. I agree with you though. Especially considering the fact that a lot of places still don't even respect women and they don't even have rights and stuff like that. So no, I understand what you're saying 100%.
mm,
I would have just hoped that the reputation that we have as America, you know what I mean, would have kind of stood up behind her. Like, no, it's not just me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I would hope, that reputation would precede us.
yeah, I get you, but
Be
mm,
like, nah. He like,
nah,
nah. So are you saying that never kind of thing? Like,
never.
dang, boy. Okay.
I mean, and I'm not saying it in like a negative way, but it's like, bro, we see some things like where it works. Am I saying that you shouldn't be in like some type of position of power that's in a supporting role? No, I believe you should, because I honestly believe in a lot of cases, like women are their best when they are in a supportive role. Like
Mhm.
that shit is stressful, like taking the lead and leading charge. That shit is extremely stressful. Women don't really do too well when it comes to stress like that. You're a woman, bro. You want to bask in your femininity and all. You got to tap into other shit outside of being a feminine woman to do that, to be in a position of power to go conquer and dominate shit. And as you said, if somebody is testing you, you got to overcompensate because you are a woman. That can lead to a whole bunch of different shit.
And I get what you're saying, but please remember that there were times before us where, you had kings and queens, and sometimes it was just queens. Like, we know the Queen of England and Queen Elizabeth and all these other queens, like, where the queens were rulers and they, you know what I mean? Their
I only
empire.
heard about one queen that was a ruler, and that was who you just said.
Queen Elizabeth, but
That's
it's
it.
got to be so many other. I'm just assuming. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll probably give you some numbers on it, but there's got to be some queen ran countries that were successful.
And I'm gonna ask you this: where are those countries at?
Well, all of us gone. The
They
United
got
States
that.
wasn't even a thing back in the day.
They got knocked the hell off.
We all did though. They all did. The United States wasn't a thing back in the day, but Israel and places like that were still was. You know what I mean? Does that mean that they more powerful, or
Do they
how did
have
that
women
go?
leading the country?
That's a good question.
Right? No, they don't.
Here we go. We got Queen Elizabeth, Queen Victoria, Queen whoever that is, Queen Margaret.
But
It's
where?
an African queen in here. Ndongo and Matamba.
No, 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 no. So I'm not saying that there wasn't any queens. I'm not saying that. But
Right.
those eras were not long lived, and that's not something that continued on because while yes, one may have done it from some miraculous opportunity or whatever, one may have done it, cool, but that's still kind of like going against your nature because it's like you got extremely masculine man and he's leading and he like you either gonna get down lay down type approach. You got a woman that's in her masculine bag and where she like you gonna get down to lay down. Cool, now we built up our armies.
Mhm.
Which one do you think is gonna be a little bit more vicious? This dude, big, massive mofo who just don't. I mean, he combat skills. Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready to take everybody out in your camp. Female, like I'm ready to take everybody out in your camp. Okay, now let's come to combat. What you got?
I feel you. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Like, what's my man's
Big.
name? You know who I'm talking about. Everybody know. Uh, Genghis Khan.
Okay.
It said that dog because he went on and dominated everything. Basically, it said that with like one like a third of the of like the whole planet or some shit like that has like his DNA.
That's what's right.
That's some savage shit.
Right, that's great.
Like my man's went through, dominated, and raped everybody. Like that's not something where it's like a, ain't nobody glorifying that, but it's like
Right, right, right,
my man's went through and did it
right,
from a position of power. It's effed
right.
up, but that's just where I was coming from with that.
No, I definitely understand where you're going. I never thought about it like that, to be honest with you. I really never thought about it in that way.
Yeah, like because I will always say I feel like one of the greatest gifts to man are women,
Hmm.
but it's like just a natural order of things where it's just like I understand some women may want these certain positions, and it's like in some cases, like if the opportunity presents itself, it may be a good fit, but in general, that ain't really your role. And then I heard some women when they say like, oh well, I can raise you and all this other bullshit, and it's like, yeah, but it comes to a certain extent where it's like you're no longer raising. You know what I'm saying? Like women can't raise men to be men.
Right, right. I feel
It's
you.
like you can't raise something that you're not. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have a role, cool, but then at a certain point, your role is no longer a necessity because it doesn't fit within that time frame or something like that. It's not taking nothing away from you. No, it's just that's not needed no more.
Right.
That's like you trying to teach a baby how to do fucking push-ups. It's like it's not that time yet. You can't teach that baby how to be this strong, massive motherfucker. It needs his mama titty. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right, right. No, I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But I don't know. That's wild, though. That's wild. I never thought about it like that. That's really, I'm there. So.
Well, I'm glad that question provoked you to really think.
Yeah, it really did from that perspective. But I will throw out that as of 2024, it is a queen left right now, Queen Elizabeth, and she got about 15 countries that she's over. That's crazy.
What are the
15.
countries?
Oh man, Antigua, Barbuda, Australia, the Bahamas, Belize, Canada, Grenada, Jamaica, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, St. Kitts and Nevis, wherever that might be, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines, Solomon Islands, Tuvalu, and the United Kingdom.
She's over all of that.
All the 15. 15.
I wonder
So
how do they do
maybe,
that? I'm gonna look up how do they do that. Like, how does that work? Like, do the queen just get another queen? Like, because it's like I never really heard of a queen like having like legit real power for it. It was always like, the queen is really just the king's woman type hookup. So is it like, did she
mhm.
get her authority like once the king died, or was it like, no, it's just the queen running this shit around here? Because even on the
Or I
chessboard,
mean, and I understand that. I'm assuming it also depended on the family structure. You know what I mean? Like if your parents couldn't find you nobody and your people died, and it was just you, then you would wind up being the queen. Now, could you marry a king? Possibly. Could you marry somebody? They tried to make you marry royalty.
right?
Back then, and so for the purpose of combining kingdoms and
Yeah,
building empires and making them bigger. But it could have came through death. It could have came because I don't know. Maybe you didn't have enough money. Maybe your people didn't have enough money.
interesting though, right?
Hmm.
So that's I'm actually looking into that because I really want to know at this
Yeah,
point because
yeah. I
that's
need
a
to know
lot of
how she
power,
got these 15. Yeah,
right?
15. I want to know how she got this 15.
That's a lot.
Right, for real, for real. Let me see. That's crazy.
So, do you have any last thoughts or anything before we dip out?
Um, no, no, not
Okay,
really. I really enjoyed this episode. I feel like we definitely got you know some controversy in some different viewpoints. Yeah. See y'all next week.
definitely. We're gonna see y'all next week. I got another individual, my babe, helping me edit videos because that's one of her things that she do. So the
Okay.
videos will be coming out faster. Even though we still got to get the first one up on YouTube, but We're gonna get these things rolling. So guys, make sure y'all tap in next week. We do this every week Friday at 10 p.m. Just something, you know what I'm saying, jumpstart y'all weekend on the Urban CEO Network. Once again, it's your favorite businessman CEO Rico, my co-host Bruce Wayne. We'll get at y'all later on Boss Talk. Peace.
Peace.